Oh, basically, what's happening in my head today? Today is the 27th. Oh, sorry, 27th of November, 2025. The time now is what? 8 39 a.m. I'm literally on the verge of saying. Basically, I'm trying to name the okay story. What do you call it? Namdi's OB's game show. OBI, what are you doing today? Okay, Mr. Ha, basically, I woke up, I was thinking of like literally everything and nothing. I woke up early. I woke up 7:30 a.m. Yeah, 7:30 a.m. and I went to see my what? Let's call her my let's call my fiance. Let's call her my wife. But she's a bear because literally I had to free the bear from our what cave. Basically I've been housing this bear because literally people have been harassing me my whole life. So I go in the middle of the bear and I harass this bear. I swear to God, it's so fun because you know it's a bear. But that's why I love bears because their reality is like sync to our own and time, which I find quite intriguing because bears are like herbivores and we don't didn't eat this kind of bear. She doesn't eat meat. She's my wife because she doesn't eat meat. She doesn't eat a herbivore bear. Doesn't eat fruit, but she's a brown bear. And this is why I love bears, Shanda bears, any kind of bear, polar bears, because they respect the territory. It doesn't matter what they do. She doesn't eat bamboo, but bamboo's not good enough for her. But she eats what? Food I give her, rice, curry, pizza, and she doesn't buy me. She's just my wife. Staying there, but she just in a state of idleness, in the cave. But she's busy in the cave, just looking at nothing and everything. Then I'm just in her brain. But I've had to like it's like she's in a rainforest somewhere in some kind of jungle, in the urban city, where she's trying to get captured, for Namdi to come and pick her in physical form. But today's date, I wish her Merry Christmas and freed her, but wish her free because she's a bear, she's an animal, she's a free bear, so I freed her mentally because I didn't, because there's people harassing me because what I was harassing the bear, it was literally because I got bored of people in the real world, I just started to play with something else. Because people are bullying me, I bully people too, but I wanted the bear to attack people. That's the only reason I wanted the bear to do it. Okay, so basically, it's a long story. I think it's I made this, I started going to a mine when I was 14 years. Oh, I don't really know. 30 years old because I found a bear sometime right before I became 14. I just still go bullying stuff. You bully the ants, you bully someone lower than you. But I didn't bully the bear. I was just working on a project there, but I didn't know why I couldn't. Something that I couldn't understand about animals. That's why I was there. I mean, the nature of being an animal. But sure, because animals no problem. Why aren't animals happy? Things like that. But I feel that today, mind physically and mentally. But she has basically, as just a mind, she has a son. Because as just a mind, she got a son. She got pregnant. But literally, just me being her mind. I was like, how'd you get pregnant? She says, I'm pregnant. You made me pregnant. I said, I don't make you pregnant. You're a bear. For goodness sake. And that's not a man. But the bear is like me. Because I didn't have sex with bear. Basically, I was just in the bear space mind. I was like, oh, thinking of the bear. I was like, why are you pregnant now? I just came here. I'm pregnant because you came here. I was like, and then she realized she was pregnant because she wanted to buy a baby as well. But her body wasn't telling her to do so. She was just her son, the bear. She said, "Why don't you go have sex with another bear?" And he said, "Oh, she doesn't know how to have sex." I said, "Why don't you go find a bear?" She said, "I am the only bear she knows." I said, "I'm not a bear. I'm a human being." And then we said, "Oh, I love you," because that's so good to me. And then she started discovering what she loves, and then I put on a seed in a fur cave, and then all that sort of stuff. But it was a long time ago. But she did. I did it a lot of times, just standing there, just holding her hands like this, like it's kind of front facing pose, like an A pose, but you like a bear walking, upright bear. Bears are not upright, guys. Okay, conclusion. Basically, she has a son now, a long time ago. I think it was when I was okay. 16, she's finished pregnant. 17, she had a first son. Not 17 years old. 18, the bear was two. Her son was a man. Was 2 years old, and she discovered another woman. That's a human being. I thought that was me. I said, no, I'm not you. And she now found enclosure. But she did a feeder. And her children, when she's 18 years old, I was like, why are you feeding my kids? When I met her, but that lady was nice lady feeding. I think she was in America or something. I don't know what that place is. I really don't care. But Uncle is very nice in case she's part of the wildlife. She's what she wanted. But I said, no. You need freedom. You need to be out in the world. She didn't get shot. And she didn't stab me. She's the best place she ever did. Why does she want to leave? I think she want to leave because she's a bear. She's a bear. She's a bear. Like, make them build their own, but she doesn't understand. And then she closed herself. But especially she the closing down, she was like, typically, when I was 16, she was pregnant, delivering a baby. 17, when I was 17, she was definitely got born. Her child. Her son's name, I don't even know her name. Her son's name is like literally, what's her name? Basically, her son's name, I didn't give her son name. But I don't call her Bear Junior. Look. I don't like this mean Brown, but Brown is the most beautiful creature in the world. Let me give her son name because my son, my son's a bear. Uh, let me give her an Igbo name. Uh, Basically, I'll give her the son's a bit Igbo name because I can't even call the woman bear. I don't want to call the woman bear. Igbo names for Igbo names for success. Success. Like victory. Success means light. Because Iga Noka Oma. Basically, Iga Oma Opala Oma ni Oma Opala. Basically, I call the bear Oma Oma. That's some surname is Oma Bia Oma. That means the name for success. She's successful because he's successful. She don't say she because I can't live daughters. And she understand like literally. I'm literally the kind of thing there. Oma means success, literally. Guys, I love CBD, guys. Especially, I want to name is Billy. Billy. The best name is he, the success. But, here's a peanut. She doesn't want a peanut. I was like, oh, that was a peanut. Oh my days, this is so interesting, guys. But I have a child like that, but a form of bad around the world. Some I don't really know how that's happened. But it's just kind of like if you can find the bed in a physical form, wouldn't even see my face like literally. But I took the bed to my mind. Basically, today is when I come into my mind, which my mom, but the woman has his daughter. So I'm keeping track of this with my diary. And the bear is a man and he's growing up very well. He's now because he was born on when I was 17. When I just turned 17, 19th of May 2025, 19th of May 2020, maybe 19th of May 17, 2018. The bear was born 19th of May 2018. So the next day after I was born, 20th of, because it was just one day after 20th of 20th of May 19 2020 2019 2025 2024 2019 2018 when I was 2 years old because I was born 19 May 2001. Literally the bear is like growing up growing now. It's going to be like 5 years old. Oh yes, it's 5 years old bear. Oh my days. Oh my days. So it's growing up fast and good. I'm so happy a 5 year old bear is growing an adult because it's like literally you don't need a 5 year old to hold your hand like a 5 year old if you're holding a bear's hand. But today is basically today I can't I don't really wanna do this basically. Basically I go to bed to my mind and I hear this channel and then basically I made the bear in the cave and I freed the bear and I walked the bear out and and we walked out. I said me, Eze and Uche came in three to see our son, like see the woman, and she showed us her son. Oh, you're the son. I said, yes, your son. What's your closure? I said, I'm here now. I said, yes, sir. I said, okay, fine. Let's go to my place. I said, what's your place? It's in the spoiler. She said, okay, come. I said, your place is here. No. I'm here because I'm telling you. And then she came. Basically, she didn't want to come because she didn't believe I was real there. And that's the problem. She doesn't know her dad, but where she's living and stuff like that. So I said, okay, let's go to my place. And it entered my mind and saw the trash that was there. And literally, the bear is growing up nice and well. But the bear has a tail. Because the bear has a tail. Literally, that's what balancing. Because the bear all has a tail. Because all bears have a tail. But, they have a longer tail. And then I understand why. It's funny because it's genetic. And I'm like, oh, I have a tail. I don't have a tail. I have a vertebrae. But, the bear needs a tail. And that tail is his hormones. Literally, it's his own hormones doing that kind of thing. And that's why the mother loves the son now. But, I showed around my mind, which is all this mess that's in my room. Like, literally, we were playing Simi. Musicals by Simi. Like, oh, I love Simi. I'm tripolar. Oh, here's Eze. Here's Obi. Here's Uche. This is you. Too. I'm like, and she get at first. I say, okay, this is where I live. I say I live, but and then she started because this place. This is my mind. So, and this is frame. We look. It's her eyes. And it's like, okay. Now I'm getting used to it because he should be able to make sense of that because it works. If it didn't work, if I wasn't tripolar, I wouldn't explain to you. But yesterday, me OBI was watching a magazine, on a beanbag, and then what? And then today, I was reading the newspaper, standing upright, literally. So he understands that what I'm doing now. Basically, I wasn't reading it before, but literally, and then Eze was like, it's just kind of funny because it's true. Eze was like, having power. I said, oh, let me take the bear journey. I said, oh, why not Obi? I said, Obi's not needed. This is a job. He's not doing the job today. I'm the one working on the project. And he said, oh, the secret project? Yes, 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 yes. I said, what is that? I said, oh, that's a human protocol. But he didn't start human rights. He said, oh, maybe you need bear rights. So maybe I can make the bear rights with them too, because animal rights matter too, not just human rights. But if I do forget about human rights, who am I to forget about us? Because that's our foundation. Because if we don't have animals before us, if we can distill, I love animals, guys, especially bears, polar brown bears, because the brown is like, I literally. A little brown like me, so it makes more sense. It makes more structurally, aligned structurally, like physically, not like superior thing, but so structurally. That's why I love bambas. Um, but I got Eze. Basically, because basically we said, oh, this is trash. This is like my dad's stuff. But we take to the bear, the brown bear, 5 years old. 8, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, 7 years old. She's 7 years old. Oh my days, I'm so bad dad. 24, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 years old, literally, 25 years old. I'm 25, that's 8 years, the base 8 years old. Literally, he's 8 years old. I thought it was 5 years old, but like, literally, I had to recalculate that because I didn't know institute. If I knew institute, that means I would be tracking him. I've been tracking it because I don't know the bear and everything. But I just keep checking it because they're not to harass him, but like, because I want to free the bear. Actually, I'm taking it slowly because I'm being but I'm doing some kind of experimentation. But I hated that kind of word for the bear. I love the bear because I was taught it's evil, but I didn't want to be evil for the bear because I didn't know how is the bear to get my freedom. But I freed the bear literally because I don't want any bad things. But like a bad state of mind before. If I forget my mind, that's what I'm using. If I forget my mind, I fuck myself up. So basically, I went then to go to the where my dad. So since my dad's there, no, my dad's not there. This is my dad's stuff in my mind. He says, what's the dust stuff in my? Because I remember it. I said, oh, you remember your dust stuff in your mind? I said, yes. I said, how does that work? I said, because I've been somewhere with my dad. I said, where do you go? I said, let me show you what I went. And then went to the, so where you go. But it's not there. It's just stuff in my mind that I remember of my dad. It's not the physical stuff. You cannot hold it. And I touched my laptop too. You can hold it, but only in the mental. You cannot hold it in the physical. I said, oh, how does that work? Because you think about it. You have to think totally about it. And say you can hold it in your mind physically. I said, yes, hold it in your mind. And it's like my laptop. I tapped. I was like, oh, this is physical. Yes, this is physical. But you can't feel it. I can feel it. And he can feel it fully because he understood it. The young bear, what's his name? Omar. I love Omar literally. Omar is like me as redescribing himself. So basically, me and Omar then had to go to the other door. I said, what's the door? I said, that's the door. But that's your door. I said, yes, that's my door. I said, what door? This door. I said, what look like that? I said, my door in the physical. I just get in there. So basically, just me these those ones can't get it because they don't believe it. If it's not real. Especially the bears that are really working on their own contribution. Basically, if it doesn't structurally make sense, you can't. If the structure is not solid, then it's just rubbish. It doesn't matter whether you're quadrupolar, bipolar. If that structure is not for you, you will never be able to put that information. For me, I think about it like you have a two ends of a cup. So it's going cup. This is a plastic cup, and you have a wire. One way of wire is information. You screw in one cup, one end cup, and the other person which receive it. When OB sends a message, but the edge is not there to ground information. Because edge is king and is needed to alter the calculation. If basically that was already cut because edge is not there. It reminds me of Adam and Eve. Eve is evil. Always listen to Alice and Bob or Adam and Eve's message. But one is evil. So basically, Eve can be on two different channels, but just like have an alias that she doesn't need. That's what I'm saying. She needs that kind of grounding. Literally, it's literally the three spaces I hold. Like literally, I literally like that. Just like So I said, hey, when I go outside the other way, I said, other way, the opposite way. Yes. Why don't you go outside? We came this way. I said, yes, come this way. You can go that way, but I want to go this way. So should I show you the man's well? I said, but I'm a man and a woman. I said, yes, you can go this way. So why I'm going this way? So it's a bit of an argument, but Omar or Omar loves me. Oh my god! So I got Omar to get out the door and I said, with Obi, and then Obi, oh, why Obi? I said, no, not Obi. Obi want to do it today. I said, why not Obi? I said, Obi doesn't want to leave because you want to kill Obi. I said, oh, why? You know that because we know that we can brother. I said, okay, Obi come in. I said, go. And then Obi said, oh yeah, let me just go because I want to see what it's like, when people enter with my mind, So I just let them happen for a small bit, but then basically you got the back door. But the garage is not ready. I said, where's the garage? He has it. Where's the garage? The garage is not ready. Why? Because them just have a car. I don't have a car. A car? What? There's cars everywhere, but I don't own one. Literally, that's kind of nonsense I'm saying in my head. It's kind of annoying, actually. So me and the bear walked up down the hill to the stairs. So the stairs. Oh, the stairs. Yes, the stairs. But the stairs to the outside to the elevator. I said, why is the stairs for an elevator? You don't need the stairs for the elevator. And he gets what space means, dimensional space, why you need space around it. And he says, okay, now we walk down, so he's supposed to walk down. He says, why am I going there? Because we want you to go there. We need to go down. I want to show you how you see people's eyes, like literally, serious reality. But doesn't go to there. That goal is literally just to you can find all your mind way back in your mind in your world, but you're gonna go to your mom's place. Literally, your mom's place is your own mom's mind, but your mom's mind is just away from you, from your angle. So basically, it's just a thing of like going to left. Basically, I can go forward to one direction. Honestly, that's the portal. This is room. So my water wall is literally by door, and everything outside is metal, all the way to the bare bones, lights, fluorescent, everything, lights, fluorescent. It's kind of funny because that's how I remember the old one. Everything's just metal, and like and copper is there, but the copper is not gold. The copper is mineral gold. It's like rust, but it's copper ore. So it's got like that's what I remember. So it has to be like that. 'Cause literally, that's my outside world me going on a journey. But you go to elevators, which are the most advanced in the world that can produce the information. Basically, you go to elevator. If you're already on a plane of existence, you have to jump down. But if you jump down station, you have to get in step. So you have to realign. Where are you? Based on everyone's. Where does everyone think you are? Everyone doesn't even know you are. The kind of problem is like so you can go back to your own mind. So basically, the elevator. We go down the elevator. If you go down the elevator, you get like a great stuff. But just one doorstep, literally one elevator slide. It's like enter someone's house to an elevator. It's in someone's house and someone's mind. Someone's like a space to get to you. So for example, if I am this room and I'm looking at fucking Azar, I can see Alice man just by taking one step in the room. But Azar is not generally like that. So basically, Azar is in this room at this space and time, but it doesn't generalize. So they have to go to the black Azam, go through some kind of sacred pool to get access to how where. But as it's right next door, if it's in this room, but it's kind of easy because it's Islamic. So it's dynamic. So if Azza is here in this physical space and he's black, it's easy to get to his brain. If it's Igbo, that's how it works really. It just works on genetics. But how you mind bully. Basically, I'm just a black guy, most usually I'm just another black guy in this space, in time, because literally, in this space and time, as just not white, as like a Pakistani, but if you are literally next door to someone, you can see the eyes, the senses, everything, but same quality as you, same traits, the same brain, same kind of thought patterns, if not as necessary required. They think I'm almost seem like they're struggling, but they just have to see the same thing, the same problems. But they have a shared path to take to get back to that destination, which is their own house. Basically, it doesn't matter where you are in the plane. It's a dimensional grid. He calls it a dimensional grid. Basically, it's a grid of the mind. Basically, that's a good name. It's a good name, Omar. Let's call it dimension. Say it's a dimensional grid, but dimensional grid is like up and down, left, right, and then axis. So yes, you can go there, but you have to slide down. Say, why do you go this way? I said, why can't you just slide there? I said, I don't want to slide, I don't want to go too far. I said, he needs that kind of thing now. I said, yes, you need it. So that's why we're going on a trip to see your mom. And he woke up from his slumber and says, okay, this is just normal for Namdi. Journey to the mind. So he has to acknowledge it's normal, because if he doesn't acknowledge it's normal, he gets a fatigue and he gets hype, but he's getting too hype what is he swimming. I said, swimming, why don't you just put it in? I said, you don't need to. You use your mind to push it. I said, what does that like? And he says, okay, this is Namdi's space now. So, because other people have buttons set up, so he doesn't. So he's studying how Namdi does this. So I want to go to his mom. I said, we'll go tomorrow because he's too much into bed. I said, okay, well, let's go inside. I said, okay, while going back to see your mom on the other side, because we come from where we came from. I said, why? Because you need to go back. And I guess he has a purpose. He has something he's gonna do. I said, garage is there. Why is it square? I said square because that's how I remember it. Being square around. I said, okay, why not square your garage? I said, yes. And then I ran the corners off. I said, yes, yes. So I ran the corners. I said, why is it rounded now? Because it's rounded, so I don't put my hand there and it doesn't hurt me on the edges. And he gets it now. Oh, that's the only purpose you get. Yes, that's the only reason I need to do it. So it doesn't hurt me. But why did you not keep it? Because why did you keep it square? Keep it square. Why is light fluorescent? Because I need light to work in there. Because garages are made for work. All the surface of the garage is made for work. No should be slumping on the wall. Literally, doesn't matter who you are. You can't slump when you're working. If you start slumping when you're fixing car, the car will follow you and you die. That's really what I'm scared of. When I'm working on a car and the car just boom, and I'm dead. I'm crushed. That's the reason I'm feared of. Literally, I said, oh, there's no fear here. Yes, there's no fear here because I'm not getting hurt in the physical. All the metaphysical. I said, I get it now. What fear is, and that's one thing. So basically, we went back to the up back the stairs, iron ore. Basically, this is rusting. Everything's metal, because that's the love of the world still, and I don't want anybody to change that in my mind. But I can change it literally every time. But because I have a car there. Yes, so I have a car there, but it's in Mexico. But my car's not ready, so my car is there because that's what Mara gave me to get around, but in the metaphysical. Basically, just give me her car blueprint. And that's my car's one my garage. So I have to make like a keep it tidy to fix that car. But Mara's car is literally the metaphysical. That's her car. She's in the America somewhere. She's getting my Met Online. Her name is Scarlett. But she's my metaphysical this soft literally because I love Mara and I love her to keep and I want to remember something. And she gave me a Christmas present with my car. So she says if I can come in the physical, I can get a car too. I said yes, I want a car, of course, you blonde baby. But I need you to understand, I can't get to America. But I'm pretty much I'm trying to like she wants me to do like some kind of aerospace engineering. So I'm going for the car. But the flying cars will be coming out. Mara, thank you for your car. I really appreciate it for your gift this Christmas because that means a lot to me. When I have to pay money for a car to fix a car. But what I'm trying to do. Basically that money for the car is what she parked in my garage. And it is there now, so I've got that car now, literally. So our car is very nice. I think she should like thank you. All access of that car is so beautiful. So basically, the bear then went upstairs to my room. And then why did it open? Because you guys are pusher. She's a pusher. She saw me on the bed sleeping. I said, you saw me on the bed? What do you mean? Because I entered your mind, but your mind is not here no more. I said, my mind is here, but it's in the wrong mind. And I said, oh, why you see Obi? And then you said, I came. Then I came. I said, oh, Obi is using a paper, and Ez is just standing there trying to do his thing. But what's Ella doing? Nothing. Ez is not. Ez is behind you. So who's this? This is Obi. Who's that? That's Uche. Uche means knowledge, man. Oh, this is so funny. It's so funny since this kid. If you like, I should have come a relationship there. Those kind of people. If it's kind of authentic, but the bear is like this really rights to like really like basically animal rights are there too. So I then came to I think going back and close the door. Why did you close the door? Because you're not going that way. I think it's always one of other kids like literally. The question is so much. But because I was looking at down, I didn't want to close the door. So what's Ezra outside? But Ezra closed the door. He's outside. He's fine. He closed the door. If he closed the door, fine. Oh, he's fine. But why are you not sure he's outside? He's outside. He didn't tell us he was outside. He told us he was outside. That's how Obi works. I said, okay, it's fine. He's outside. What are we gonna do? Then I saw this kind of girls I met, Boa and what's her name, Sumi, and they said, why are they there? And when Obi was just, oh, just go back to work. I said, hold this space for me. And he said, walk to the platform, up to the podium with a jump. And I said, oh, you can jump? Yes, I can jump! And he didn't make no sound. And the metaphysical, oh, I get it, it's not metaphysical, you don't need the sound in here, because that's the mind. And then, because something smashed in here, and said, you understand, that's the noise of the metaphysical. And, he just needs to ground himself. And that's why Obi doesn't care, because he's sleeping. But, this is morning, and that's what the bear is doing. I'm like, you're so cute. But that's kind of the mind of like children, like literally of bears children. They're so cute. I'm like, I had a child, I didn't know. Guys, I know it's a bear. I said she's bear. And he said his name's Mom. I don't even know his mom's name. Let's just call him Mom. Her mom. Because I want to just call her Mom. Mommy. Daddy. Look, I don't even like call bear, but the mom's a bear. And I'm trying to get him to go to the way that long way with him for the first time, to see his mom's mind because that's basically two axes left, but you have to flip your dimension you're in, and you see what's good. You can flip your reality. You can get flip your reality once, and then distill that. And basically, when you flip your reality, you have to go the other way, the opposite channel. You have to go left twice. Basically, you have to journey left twice. Left left axis twice. Twice. That before you flipping your reality. That you getting one full metaphysical. You have to jump. But jumping is not optional. So you have to like cross once. So you don't jump anything, you cross. Basically, a cross is a jump. But you cross a bridge, you jump in the bridge. It's like the same thing, you jump a pit, but but you don't have to jump that thing. So you go there, that's the integration. And then you get in there, you have to go the opposite way. So you have to go, basically, it's a learning cycle. Two learning cycles you take. Via the squared learning areas. That's two left to one right. So if you're going right, you're going one right. But that one right is equal to double the length of the force. Basically, if you have two length, you're taking two equivalent double the right in the force, in speed and the force you go to, no matter the force you go to. So in that direction, that one direction of left. Basically, it's you have to go to from 180 minus 180 degrees to 180 degrees, and that's your left axis. But that 180 degrees is flipped. And that becomes, so you have to do the same thing. 180 is the same as going counterclockwise. 90 degrees from 0 to 90 degrees, and 90 degrees 180. That'll be your 180. Our 180. But our 180 is the flip of it. So that one is the measure two. So that one just be energy or the space you already know that you're a woman at when you're growing up actually. But basically that's when the women start. They start with the two left. But we all start with the right. But listen, you already have this in this place. Basically, you choose when you choose, you are the woman first because you're a woman generator. So you have to get all the woman stuff sort of. But you have to have the space for that and the time for that. Literally, that's what the measurement does. And then you have to like flip it. That's usually 11 seconds to model that genetically. Via adenine, time, and sense guanine. It's just because you get adenine, you get time, and time you get guanine. But you get some sequence that it goes down genetically, and that's what means. For example, let me do it now because I don't want to fuck it up. Because I'm gonna do it fast. So, for example, you get let me try to write it down because adenine, 2A, adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine. So you got AA, A, T, T, C, C, and G, G. So you get A plus A is 2A, T, A, A, C, G, G, A, G, O, G, A. Then we get T, 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 T. Basically, this is a Cisco system. I didn't think that's why now, Junior Turner. So this is what I'm saying. So you get adenine dimensions, but get some basically no matter the space, no matter the time, you get 180 polar monthly. You get an axis here, but these are two axes X and Y. But you have to have the space to be a woman. First because you're a man. And the time to have a development. But that's the embryonic development. So basically, I'm more than embryonic because it's the same thing you do when you have a woman and one child. So basically, A squared. So if I'm a woman, I start with a silly. Say we get one egg, and 23 sperms, and 23 chromosomes in sperm. This just means the amino acids are what 23. AA 23 amino acids, and that'll be the enzymes, or 23 that'll be in any combination. So you have to just give this input, and that'll be any inputs. That'll be gametes. So in the gametes there'll be what 2A. Let's say two the sequence T A C A T A T D. This would be the adding time and says what G A T G. Because you can mix them up literally because it doesn't matter how it does it. They're heterogeneous first, heterogeneous only. So they don't break with the homogeneous solution. Because that's the person that this 2A 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 7 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This 8 times 8. This is 16. 8 plus 8 is 8. 4 times 5 is 4 times 4 16. But 16 is what? 16 plus 16 is 23. Oh yes, 23. Yeah, perfect. So we get 16 times 16. So we get the same one. Which will be positive. We get 16 times specifically. This is a 4 by 4 grid. Well, that's all you need. Because the 4 by 4 grid is literally all you need to compute it. And this genesis sequences of instructions that can be there as a woman already. But you have the space for it. You have to have the split at self time. Basically, if you allocate anything, 23, you really have to have a 23. This is basically it's heterogeneous because it's 23. But the homogeneous state is just the homogeneous number, which is 16. So it can never be heterogeneous. Homogeneous only because this is the standard. If it's heterogeneous, you get a half man, half child. You can be reproduce by yourself. But this kind of problem here. So you get 23, 16 plus 16 because that's the basically full compatible because 8 plus 8 is 8 bytes of memory, 8 bytes of space for the time you're processing ahead of time. You're allocated ahead of time. For example, this one is time and adenine, cytosine adenine, cytosine time and guanine. Guanine adenine. Thymine guanine. Adenine basically this is the other base for adenine cytosine. Adenine guanine. Thymine because two thymines make a big thymine, which is just one thymine, one big thymine that's heterogeneous. But they do both they both are heterogeneous only because they have heterogeneous priority. This is like a composition heap of space for the directed instruction random access memory system. You get adding time next. So you get time and time, adding time and adding and then time and guanine again. And you get cytosine thymine adenine, thymine adenine thymine. But it's just synchronization. But you get two pairs of instructions at a time because they work in. I mean, this is just amino acids really. Just instruction. This is like ideal space and time genetically. So mathematically, this would be equivalent to 16 plus 16. You get two pairs of this, but you get them opposite. So you get if you get adenine thymine, you get the opposite. Adenine, if you get thymine adenine, you get for example, you get here adenine time, you get time and adenine because that's the same thing, but they can mean the same thing. Can be needed that space for the time because you get them all flipped. Because that would be flipped because something may decohere. Something will go wrong. Some you just the same thing you mean, but a different way. In different or the sparse already. So basically, you can be if you need adding time or time and adding for some kind of platform, you're doing this. Basically, you get that dimension. So basically, to be a woman, you literally just have to half your dimension. Allocate for her. Basically, if you're a woman, you half your space. You have half the space allocated. So that'll be 16 bytes of space. Oh no, of travel time, of space, of error. That'll be of growth. Basically, I'm trying to work it out now. Listen, I don't want to fuck this up now. I need to sit down with it. But let me just sit down. Let me just get this thing here because I don't want to fuck this up. Ooh. Ooh. Uh, so basically, the kind of problem. So this is a big problem for me. So the sequences again is time to if going backwards is the same thing but inverted. So you have it XY modeled because it's an axis really. So you get the time. So the problem is literally just to define what you need for the time. So you grow stably, so you don't interrupt yourself, but you don't correct anything because it's already perfect as the way it is. Because it's heterogeneous only. Heterogeneous, then heterogeneous homogeneous. You can't mix heterogeneous only means heterogeneous sequences, then heterogeneous next homogeneous if any homogeneous state needed. But this one I'm saying you don't even need a homogeneous set of data for the space. So you have to halve the dimension. That's a half dimension. That'll be so half the dimension will be half of the growth function Euler's number, which is E. E grows stable. If the growth is stable, that's a duplication of what the amino acids. That'll be the gametes. This is every week he has to grow into some kind of shape, so you get a new feature in the like a new ham, new feature develops basically embiotically, of course, in the embryonic model, but it has to be stabilized. At one point, if it doesn't need to grow, it doesn't need to be charged, and that's why you use it because that mean you intervene with something that you can break it literally. But you just need to rebuild it. Can rebuild itself, you don't need to rebuild it. So get time and adenine. For example, get time and so if time and adenine, the first pair is heterogeneous. This is what you mean. So you need heterogeneous. Thank you. Heterogeneous is what? So the first pair set thymine adenine, thymine adenine, guanine adenine. Or this could be a model as a vector. That'll be thymine adenine, guanine, adenine. But because it's a heterogeneous, you can mix it together, so it's quicker to do it that way. And cytosine, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine, cytosine, adenine, cytosine, and thymine, guanine, adenine, guanine. Basically, this is just a heterogeneous only vector. But so in this vector, you have to allocate something already. You can use as a row. So basically, you have to half your dimension. Half the dimension means implode. So something can implode. So before it can explode, it's not growing stably. So you take the growth function e and half it. E is Euler's number, so you have to half E's number. So Euler's number of growth is what you gotta half. So you can model this as e plus e to pi I plus 1 equals 0. But if e minus 1, then you get minus 1 on the other side, and then you get to pi I. Now I e to the pi, and you get divided by what? So you take the square root, you don't divide of I, then you get minus 1 to the I, to the power of I. This you get to minus 1, I, to the square root of I, because you got square root to get sort of it, of I, so you get the square root, let's get the root of pi. Because pi is the number, so E I, square root of pi, will be pi, minus 1 square root of pi. But the pi will be, the defining factor. So basically pi will be pi square root minus 1, and that'll be pi square root 1, and you gotta do the other one too. So that'll be I e to the power of what? E to the power of pi. Basically e to the power of minus 1. E to the power of minus 1 will be minus I. Will flip I. Basically, you have to try to flip I. Basically, you're trying to reflect I because basically you're gonna reflect I because you're gonna reflect I because I times I equals 1, 1 minus 1. But I times I divided by this I set of I times set of I equals negative I. But I times I equals negative I. But negative I is not getting negative I, so you get negative I here. But that means you get the square root of a set. So if you take 2 square root, you have to have the 2 square root. You have to divide by twice. Basically, you can just have this to the power of negative I. So basically, yes, basically, this is a computation. So you gotta do this properly, guys. If you fuck this up, you fuck your growth up of your child. But literally, so this is what I'm saying. You get this model here. So this the kind of array here. But the array is just this array. We computed. We just put the first set of array. This is just the first 2 rows. There. Literally, I computed for you. There. But that's what I'm saying. So you get this row here. This is just the matrix here of the sequences. Basically, you get adenine, thymine, adenine. Which is basically stuff in the back. Thymine, guanine. If I got it right. At the back. But thymine, guanine is just the other row because they're heterogeneous only. So basically, you gotta have all those together. That's what I'm saying. So you get the sequence now in the matrix what? Thymine, adenine, thymine in one vector matrix. But that can be a row conjugate too. And then you get cytosine, guanine, and then in the X column, and then thymine, guanine in the Y column. Cytosine, X column. Adenine, guanine, cytosine in the Y column. Thymine, adenine, guanine in the first one. Adenine, guanine in the row. Basically, you compute over the thing. So you get to the power. Basically, you have to flip the I. So basically, pi. Basically, you have to flip that. Basically, to flip the negative I, you have to what? Divide, square it by 2. But 2 square to the power of 2, and that will be 1 negative 1. So this is negative 1. So basically this is negative 1. So if I times by negative 1, if I to the power, if I raise so I have to raise I. If I raise I to the power of negative 1, that will be what? I. But I is still there, so we don't get I. So we have to now get I squared. So basically, this now I. But I to negative I is 1. But this now negative I to the power of negative I. Oh, I to the power of negative I squared is what? I to the power of negative I squared is 1. So it's now flipped. So you now get 1. Now 1 is what? Negative I squared. So this is now a entire dimension of auxiliary space we have. Because I times I is negative I, and the I third of I, or the irrational of I, the signal of I times I is negative I. So basically you get negative I, basically you have to cross out, so you get negative I times negative I. That'll be, so basically you get negative I squared, or negative I squared, basically negative 1 squared, sorry. I times I is basically I times I is negative I times I is negative one. And then I square root of I, which is halfway, is negative I. So negative I squared is one. So basically negative I squared is negative one. So you get negative one. Sorry, which is negative one, which is the same as negative I squared. Negative I squared, which is the same thing. Basically, so you now have that. So e to the power of negative I squared is one. E to the power of negative one is e divided by negative one. So you now get e on the other side. Basically, you get e divided by negative one, which would be so you get the formula this would be now to just move through that. So you get e equals or this number is equals negative one on the other side. Oh sorry, gotta do it properly. Basically, you get the number here. For these sequence of instructions, now you have to, because you can fuck it up now, you can mess it up now. So you get time and guanine, adenine, cytosine adenine, time and guanine, CC, AC, TG, AG. With one full biome, you get two vectors, which is one matrix. It doesn't matter basically. I wanted to. So you get them in a heterogeneous a set. So you get heterogeneous square, heterogeneous plus heterogeneous data. You get heterogeneous plus homogeneous, which can be heterogeneous. But this is the first set of matrices. So we're trying to allocate the other one, heterogeneous, because there's be some kind of heterogeneity in the data set. That can be structured. That's why I put one heterogeneous because I don't want to fragment the whole mind for my working out. But they are heterogeneous only when they want to be heterogeneous. But basically, we have something you have to get sometimes. So because we're halving them, we now get what the sequence of let me write my computation down. So e is to the pi I equals plus one equals 0. So minus one, minus one, and then we get the square root of what pi to the times pi times what pi times negative square root of negative one. Because you get a set, and then we get e to the pi I, e to the pi negative I squared times I is what the reflection. Basically, just reflects it. Basically just reflects it. So basically, this is just you going from minus 80 or minus 0 to your minus 80. But without without any effort, because I just rotate my dimension, my entire dimension, I get the full polarity of my dimension. I just know where you look. I'm just looking at you because I know where you are already, but I just look at you because I'm gonna get to you. So basically, I'm looking at you. I'm reflection. Basically, this is reflection. Rotation. Really, you get a rotation. It's not rotation. This is reflection. So it's reflection because you can rotate it and then go there. But if you can rotate yourself, but you don't rotate yourself, you're rotating your plane, you're using your own axis. So my axis is facing your axis. So that's what it is. I'm looking at you from my angle. That's basically my 180 minus 180 is your 180 now. And that will be so I'm looking at you. Because it doesn't matter where I'm actually. I'm just turning 90 degrees. I'm looking at you because my 80 is like my 180 is behind me, and I'm facing you, and you are my new 0. You are my new 0. I'm basically my I haven't moved, but I've just turned. So I've shifted my angle. And I'm looking at you. That's how it works. So basically, e to pi I squared is they'll get I squared e to pi I squared times I, which is I cubed, and I cubed is what? I times I is what? Negative I. Negative I. I times I is negative I. I times I is negative I. But I plus 2 plus 1 is 3. So basically, what is I? I is what? Negative 1. So negative 1 times what? Negative I. It's not hard. Negative I times 2 is negative 1. So now, basically, my negative 1 space will share kind of negative 1 space of this. So this is how we all share. Negative 2 represents like the arrow. So this is negative 1. So it's e to basically I divided by negative 1. So it will be e divided by negative 1. And that will be the same thing as I cubed. I cubed. I cubed. I cubed. So this is what I'm saying. So this now becomes e divided by divided by I cubed. But this I cube has to halve the dimensions. But basically I can now divide this by e to the power of I. But divided by I will be a pi underscore minus 1 divided by minus 1. But this minus 1 is not good enough. So you get the number pi. I'm working it out right now, but it's not good enough for me. But I'm gonna apply one more thing about this because I'm not gonna. I'm gonna half my space and time, but literally this dimension is half of the travel time. So if I'm traveling to your woman's world, this is what I'm looking at. E to the pi I. Let me try to write. Let me try to calculate it now. So, e to basically you get e equals pi square root of minus one over minus one. So let's do that. Pi times square root. I can't find a square root function. Guys, can't find a square root. Oh, 1 over. I'm trying to find out the square root function. Okay, true, no one true. Square root, square root, factorial, no. Oh, so basically, I get 2, no. Let me just find out log n. So minus 1, basically, minus 1 over 1. Same, okay. Let me do minus 1, because I can do it all the way. Minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, divided by 1. That would be times pi. Oh, basically, minus 1, I'm going to do minus 1, so you're going to do minus 1 times pi. Basically, should work computationally. Minus 1 times pi, times pi, times pi. This would be minus 3.141592653. That's what minus 1 times pi, but you have to get the square root of it, and that would be divided by square root. Basically, the square root of this is let me just go on the internet and do it because I don't want to fuck this up literally. Square root of what? Basically, I can start again. Basically, I got scientific mode. Oh my days, I got scientific mode. Literally just annoying me. Oh, but already in scientific mode, programming, no. Data graph, data calculation, volume, length, programmer, no. Bitwise, graphing, no. Basically, let me just try to type it in. Pi. Basically, I'm just like let's just write it in. Let's write it in. So get here, pi times square root of minus 1 all over pi divided by minus 1. Because you have to get it all in brackets. Literally, there's a fucking fly here. It's kind of disgusting. Basically, I just need this number. Oh, it's like internet search calculator. Calculator, simple calculator. Can I just type this here? So basically you get the I don't want to do this properly. BMI calculator, online calculator. I just need let me just decimals. Let me go decimals. So basically, you get the e. Basically you're gonna have the okay decimals. Literally, it's annoying me because